All right, here we are.
The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
And smart people. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry we're a little late. My internet took a literal steaming shit right as we were going live. And this is life. You kind of have to be prepared for that, for your internet to take a literal steaming shit as soon as you are going live. And by the way, we have a new drinking game. If you guys have a nice big glass of wine or a shot, every time one of Miss Eva's birds makes a nice noise, that's your cue to drink.
We
Okay,
might as well get drunk now.
that's right.
Get started.
You might want to sip because she's got some very vocal birds. So hi, welcome everybody joining us tonight. So we got a lot to talk about. So let's see, Clips for Sale. We got some interesting stuff. Clips for Sale did 20 years worth of research, and all their information on fetishes is out. All the rankings, all the new stuff, and it's really interesting. So I figure we'll share that with you. We were both at Fanboy Expo this weekend in Orlando, and oh my God, it was celebrity packed. And one of the things that I got to do was go around and meet everybody and talk with them, and a lot of them were super, super cool. So we're gonna have some stories for you. We have some fun history to share. And what else do we have? We'll talk about some current events. We'll touch on some things. But yeah, welcome Allie and Winona and Alex and Maurizio. Hello. Mwah. So yeah, I'm happy to be joined here by my co-host at the moment, co-host with Miss Eva. So thank you for joining me again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And the challenges, they're still trying to get you to do your
we've got some work to do there.
I'm trying to train her. We're like, yeah,
we'll get there.
Oh, hey, Miss Notary, how are you doing? Yeah, no, I'm not feeling better. Christopher, what's up? Hey, from Orlando, what's up? Yeah, I got what I thought was like, I don't know, con crud, and it turned into a full-on sinus infection. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. So if I'm coughing and crappy, I apologize. This is what, the first day I've had a voice.
Yeah, much better today.
Yeah, I lost my voice completely, and most people around me were super happy about that. So
who are you talking about?
Awesome dude, Red Slenny. Hello. So yeah, we were at Fanboy this weekend. What was your opinion of it? This is one of my favorite conventions because it's not corporate. It is mom and pop owned. And they must spend a ton of money or know a lot of people because they deck this place out with tons of celebrities and comic book artists. I mean, just to the walls with all kinds of celebrities, like And yeah, I was there with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Samoa Joe, who said he was wheeling around a little scooter because he has a knee injury from doing Twisted Metal. He's up in Toronto filming Twisted Metal 2. So there is going to be another season. And he was telling us, he's like, he goes, it wasn't even a cool stunt I was doing. He's like, I literally stepped backwards and fell off a truck and screwed up my knee. I'm like, oh man, you need to lie about that. So make something up. But yeah, I was there with them, and Dean Cain was right behind me, who was literally one of the nicest people ever. And yeah, it was a cool time. What was your opinion on this one?
First, somebody's already throwing you corgis. So
Corgo. You might notice I'm wearing a tie today. There's a story behind that. This is my major award. So we'll tell you about
earned
that.
it.
I did, right?
For somebody who wasn't feeling well yourself, I thought you did a great job the whole day holding it together. Yeah, and then there's your award right there.
I know. Still smells like them.
I bet. Out of I've been to I don't know how many with you now over the last how many years, and that still is my favorite by far,
Yeah.
next to Screams.
Yeah. Tampa Bay
Um,
Screams, best horror convention, best Comic Con.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're super nice people. Everybody there's great. And the amount of celebrities this time was even more than last time we went a couple years ago.
I know.
Um, and just everybody talking and I don't know. I can't say thank you enough for letting me hang out there because it was an awesome day.
I can't say thank you enough because I hate doing these things by myself, and you make everything flow so much. Smoothly. So
It
this
was nice to see everybody.
I have to redo some pictures because the lighting was terrible.
Yeah.
But this
Yep.
is I don't know if you can see it. Joyce DeWitt. This is Janice from Three's Company. So she basically looks exactly the same, except she's rocking the silver hair. And it was interesting. She had a story. She came up to me. I told her I was one of the wrestlers, and she's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Don't you hurt?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like she goes, "John and I did a lot of physical comedy, John Ritter." She goes, "And in our 20s it was fine, but we got in our 30s and we're like, oh my God, we're too old for this shit, falling down on sidewalks and stuff." And she's like, it hurts, and it starts to leave its mark. I'm like, yes. So yeah, she was saying how they set out just to make people laugh, and they didn't realize that how kind of iconic they would become and how much they would influence people. It's just really interesting to talk to.
She she just was amazing to listen to. This
Mhm.
just the stories and I like the fact that when she's taking the picture, she didn't like the pictures. She's
Yeah,
like, nope, take another
yeah.
one. I look old and haggard, and
No, she still
she was
looks
funny.
beautiful. Speaking of older and beautiful,
Oh yes,
so
please tell
that
your
is
story about
yeah,
her.
that is Barbara Eden. I Dream of Jeannie, still looking smoking hot, which is, crazy, but it's true. She is 93. I had to look
Ah,
93, 90 fucking 3. I told her, I'm like, I never missed an episode. And yeah, I know, right, Peter? Wait,
yeah,
just
she's a
just so
legend.
so you got 93. So
She
I
just
told
looked
her, I'm
amazing.
like, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. And she started laughing. So the fun, I don't know if you guys know this, but that whole outfit was a huge controversy. So it was the first time a woman had bared her navel on television, and it caused a massive, uproar. So, they were all, they were all trailblazers for the time. These things are, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They were, we don't think much of it now, but if you know the
right.
history back then, like Lucille Ball in an interracial relationship, and
Hmm.
Jeannie bearing her stomach on TV, and um, the Three's Company, two girls living with a guy in a roommate situation, and it's these things were not done back then. It's like nothing to
No,
us now, but
no.
yeah, it's stunning to me that Barbara Eden can do these conventions because, quite honestly, I'm doing like when I go in, I prefer like 1, maybe 2 days tops, but to do like all 3 days, I'm exhausted, my feet hurt, everything hurts afterwards. Of course, I've been thrown around every ring and on all, across every stage and falling off every top rope, but things hurt after a while. And to do this at 93, I'm just like,
It was shocking. I don't know if she was there
mhm,
all 3 days or not, but
I don't know.
uh, you should tell them about her genie in a bottle.
You tell, go ahead.
So some friends who had stopped by to see us was telling us about that they were selling some things over there,
Mhm,
and one of them, and I saw it going around, was this really cool bottle, and that bottle was going for $250, but it was hand painted, handmade.
mhm,
Then, if you wanted the one with the genie in the bottle, where you could look down the bottle and see her in there, it was like $800, $850. But
yes.
honestly, if I had the money, I would have bought it. No, hands down. Something like that because that's just something you'll never get an opportunity to own, see, meet her. Uh,
Genie in a bottle.
yeah, right. That's a good song.
So that's what,
That's
da,
it.
da, da.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ali
Allie.
said, yep, like Christina Aguilera.
Yep.
So,
Genie in a bottle.
yep. So it's crazy. So I was leaving. I had like a short list of people I wanted to take pictures with. And as we were leaving, we're pulling the cart out. We're going to the bathroom because I'm going to change my clothes and get out of in my boots and my, my whore dress, get into something comfortable, my hoe clothes. Because so I look over and I'm like, that's Jonathan Rhys Davis. And I'm like, hang on a second. And I like ran over and
Hang on, shit! You dropped everything and
I
ran.
know I did. I'm like, he was one person I didn't catch up with that day. And I go over and talk to his Irish handler. And he's like, oh, you want to meet Jonathan? I'm like, don't mind if I do. So
Yep,
I
there it is.
did get to meet Jonathan.
Uh-huh.
And there's a let me see if I can pull these out. So it ends up looking like we got into a kind of a fist fight over for this tie here.
Well, it
Let me see
kind
if
of did.
I know.
It might have been
So
more of a wrestling match, but
exactly. So
whoop, whoop, your phone,
I
your phone
lost it.
flipped. Yeah.
Oh, ow. But yeah, yes. You meant Gimli.
Oh my
Um,
God. Yeah.
yeah, let me find these. I'll flip through them real quick. So
Yeah, he was
so
something.
there's
Yep.
there's one, and then there, and then he's funny. He was like,
He is. He
I
almost
mean,
ran over someone in the
yeah. So I
wow.
basically I had to earn this.
He's a tickler too.
He is.
Like
We're standing
literally.
there getting pictures done, and he's jabbing us. So and then yes,
I'm
it was.
sure you made his day.
And this is my major award right here.
Yeah.
So which I
The
am.
whole car smelled just like him on the
That's
way
right.
home.
Which I am currently wearing. I'm
What
wearing it
does
with
it say
pride.
on there? What is
There's
it? Doggies?
doggies. So that's what I said.
Love it. I
So
can't
yeah,
believe he gave you his tie.
yeah. I was like, so you thought he was taller? I know how tall is he? I don't know. Hang on. I'm pretty tall. So he's taller
He's
than me.
an inch or two on you at least. And you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
wearing heels.
yeah. I had little heels on, so I was probably 5'10", 5'11" that day. So yeah, he's a little taller.
Yeah.
So he was probably 6'1", I guess, right?
Yeah, and him doing all the shows, the same thing. It's amazing. And there's, I guess, when you were talking to him, the handler and the other lady that came over was saying that he's that way with everybody, and he tends to stay late an hour or two just to talk to
Mhm.
people and autographs, even when the convention is closed.
That's like
So,
Norman Reedus.
oh really?
So yeah, I met Norman Reedus way back, when he was doing appearances from Boondock Saints, and then Walking Dead came out, and like
Oh,
Norman Reedus, totally cool guy, and then Walking Dead came out, and all of a sudden, Walking Dead kept going, and the lines kept getting longer and longer, and snaking
mm,
around and around and around, and he was so popular, but he would stay, and he never changed. He was the same cool guy, and he would stay till the end. So, yep.
that's awesome. What
And
was the other one? O'Donnell, O'Connell. I said it wrong. Jerry,
Jerry O'Connell, right?
Jerry O'Connell.
Yes, yeah. Hang on, and
He was just hanging around and meeting
yes,
people off to the side, playing the
yeah, with
husband
his
for the
wife. He
day.
travels with his wife, Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, doing selfies with everybody
Yeah,
for nothing, for free.
yeah.
They were paying to see her, and he was just hanging.
And I was saying, I got kissed twice that day. I got kissed by Rebecca, and then by Jonathan. So yeah, man,
Well,
she's beautiful.
she is tall.
So
She's taller than I thought.
very tall. She used to be a supermodel. People forget that back when the supermodel thing was a thing. And Peter says Rhys Davies will be at the Granite State Comic Con up here in wild, toothless, rural New Hampshire next weekend.
Wait,
I'm going to try really
where
hard.
is Toothless, New Hampshire?
Yeah, where is that?
Yeah.
I like New
Is it
Hampshire. I like wild, rural, toothless areas.
is it by the man on the mountain that fell off? Or
Yeah. But he said Peter says he's going to try really hard not to embarrass himself in front of him. Tell him that and have drawn the girl that he gave his dog tie to last week.
yeah.
and that I say hi and I wore it on my show, please.
Yes. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. If somebody could screenshot this
The
and show.
redhead from Florida.
Uh,
So,
anyway, it was a good show.
yeah,
Good show.
it really, really was. It's a fun show, and unfortunately, I don't think they made the kind of money they were hoping to. So I really hope they keep going. So supporting the small businesses like that is, so important because a lot of these Comic Cons are now corporate owned.
Ah.
So it's
You can tell the difference, though.
you really can tell the difference. Winona
Yeah.
says, I have an award like that from when I met Jeff Hardy at a show in 2013 at TNA. He smells so good, by the way. I wore that shirt the next day. Smelled like him for a month. Right on. Right on. And Madness Comic Network is saying hi to both of us.
Hello.
Hello to everybody joining us late. Hello. Yeah, Martin, he was swearing at his handler. Hello. Yeah. And G Prime. And Zat, am I saying that wrong? Zatoichi? I think I'm not, I hope I'm saying it right, but hopefully. And Scott Woodford. So hi, everybody coming in late. So yeah, it was a good time. So if you get a chance, I know they do one up in Tennessee somewhere, at one of those fanboy expos. Weird name, but they, I think they do one in Memphis or something. And Laquifa, what's up? Oh yeah, house business with your Etsy store. You should feature your work more. Shorts and tutorials would be dope. Yeah, I've got a couple soap cutting tutorial, like little things up there, but you're right. I probably should do more with that. Problem is I'm alone a lot, so I'm doing a lot of the stuff by myself. But you're right. When my cousin's over, should make her, film that stuff. Right?
I'll remember. Yes.
Right.
Hint.
Yes. Listen to Loquifa. So
I am actually writing that down right now.
There you go. So so today, today is 9/11, and my mom actually died on this day 12 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, so a day like today is always weird. And hi, Steve, what's up? Because I think for a lot of us who are skeptics, I guess, is that the word I'm looking for? And 9/11 also means it's kind of a day where it reminds you of, it reminds me of that too, but it reminds you of the lengths that a government will go to keep a narrative going, and what it may or may not, what it can do to, what it's willing to do to its people. Because for me, I believe that we needed the Patriot Act to get to where we are now. And that's kind of what 9/11 represents to me. And my heart breaks for all the people that were lost. And my heart breaks for all the people who are still dealing with health issues from being there and being the first responders and dealing with everything. So it's a sad thing. So I try not to, that's why I don't splatter my social media with all that stuff. I also wanted to say, I know we had the debate last night. And Michael says,
No,
never forget, the day feels different. I lived in New York during that time. And after that, things were different for a very long time. Never forget. I know. I don't think anybody could ever forget. It's crazy.
I'll never forget where I was, exactly what happened.
I think everybody remembers exactly where they were when they heard. I remember exactly where I was. Excuse me. I know we had the debate last night, and we'll talk about that in the for just a couple minutes. So I know everybody's kind of politics. No, don't do that. In a straight up way, which a lot of places are not able to do that. But I think a lot of people are politics weary at this point, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. But one thing I wanted to prelude with that is, please, 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 do not lose friends over politics. This is so important. I mean, like I've said this, almost, every couple of weeks now for a while, that things are good. The heat is going to keep getting turned up, and it's going to get more and more severe. And we talked last week about the prefrontal cortex and how that could have been deliberately damaged, which creates lack of memory. It creates people being more emotional, more hostile, not having as much cognitive ability. So you have to bear this in mind. And I do believe there are some serious weight and research to back that up, and it will come out later. But my point is, when we see things, we see them through our lens. We don't see them through the lens. Everybody has their own way of seeing things. So we have to remember that. And we have to remember that politicians, they don't know our names. They don't give a fuck about us at all. They don't care about us. You know, that's their game. Their game is to play like they care about us. They're going to use a certain group of people to advance their narrative all the time, whether it's women, people of color, trans people, whatever the fuck it is at that moment, but they'll ditch them right away. You know, as soon as something better comes along, we know that, we see it, both sides do it. So please try and remember that your friends do actually care, and relationships really, really matter. So don't ditch the people who have checked on you, who have, you know, who you've sat down and had a meal with, who have looked in on you. Don't ditch those people over politics. It's really important not to do that. Okay?
It's not worth it.
It is not worth it. This is but a blip on the radar of your timeline that will go and be long gone at some point. Remember, we went through this with Bush. We went through this with Obama. We went through this over and over again. It's not that important. Okay. It really is not. So
just stick together.
Yes. So JC2 says debate, that was a 3-on-1 attack.
No.
So
okay.
So okay. Let's go into that real quick.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that nobody came out of that one ahead. I don't think. I don't think it furthered an agenda for either side. Like 51% of the people out there are undecided, right? They're independents, undecideds. So people who are going to vote blue, they're going to vote blue. People are going to vote red, they're going to vote red. I mean, Trump could eat puppies, and you know, people who love Trump are still going to vote Trump, right? We know this. So, but you still have the overwhelming majority in the middle. And you're right, Allie, it is happening with families too.
Oh yeah.
And it shouldn't. And it's up to us to not let that happen. So that's what I'm saying. It's up to you. So you have this overwhelming majority of 51% in the middle that either hasn't decided or is independent, right? So that's the ones they're going after. And I think last night's debate didn't further any of that. So neither side was not Trump's best showing. I think it's safe to say.
Right.
And yeah, I think Kamala did better than expected.
Sure.
She looked pretty. She looked pretty. She spoke well. If I saw her out there, I would kind of want to give her a hug, you know. So I'll give her that. She's very approachable, very friendly. And she did a lot of personal attacks, which is very in vogue and fashionable with the TikTok crowd. But the thing is, personal attacks aren't addressing direct questions, and the people never got an answer, which we deserve. We deserve to know why we are in the position that we're in right now. We deserve to know why the economy is the way it is under the last 3.5+ years. We deserve to know why the borders have been open like they have been, and why the crime rate is where it is. We deserve to know why inflation is where it is. We deserve answers on all this. We deserve to know what's going on with the wars.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear that.
Yeah. And we also we knew going in that this was going to be a left-leaning channel. And that most likely it was going to be that she was going to be given the questions ahead of time, and she was going to have a chance to talk about this. So I don't think that Trump did well. I don't think that Kamala did well. She avoided a direct answer on everything. And I think it just came down to basically a popularity contest, a personality debate, more or less. There were a lot of zingers that Trump could have gotten in there, but he didn't. Like,
Sure.
I thought it was really sad that she played the race card, or they played the race card at the end. And when he's like, I don't care one way or another, it would have been a great opportunity for him to say, I don't care one way or another. I just wish she would be authentic across the board.
Right.
Like, that's what I would be like, just be authentic across the board. If you're going to be what you're going to be, but be across the board. Don't be a chameleon. But he didn't say
Right.
that.
Yeah, he said it
So
in a different way that sounded
yeah,
very angry.
he did. And I think he totally screwed the pooch so bad on the abortion thing. I
Oh.
mean, he just leveled that. It was so bad. I mean, I was just like,
Now, I am going to say something on the moderator issue with all these things.
yeah.
You know, I don't dislike David Muir. I've
Mhm,
watched him on several things. I didn't think him and the lady that was with him were the best options for last night.
mhm,
They were trying to provoke.
mhm,
They weren't trying to get facts. They could have asked for the answers better.
mhm,
Said, "Hey, you didn't answer this. Can you go ahead and answer it?"
mhm,
Instead of just trying to shut Trump down and letting her speak in her paragraphs that she had set up.
mhm.
So it would have been nice to see more two-sided on that.
Yeah, and like Alan said, he let her provoke him, and he just kept taking the bait. He was on the
Oh,
defensive instead of
absolutely.
the offensive, so that was not very
Absolutely.
smart either. The only thing
No.
I can think of is that maybe this is a game of the art of war, where you go in
Mm.
and you look easily defeatable and you look demure and weak, and you let it roll for a little while and then come back strong. That's the only thing I think, because I mean, it was just so bad.
Did I understand they agreed to another debate?
I hope so, because they need one.
And the only other thing I'm going to say too is that in reference to the Ohio thing, I saw something today that was criticizing Trump about what he said in reference to the evil going on, let's say, in Springfield, Ohio.
Mhm,
And that Muir had shut him down and said
mhm.
that was not true. But as you know, and I know,
It
and
is true.
hopefully it's other know, it is
Yeah,
absolutely true.
yeah.
And they
And it's a
were
shame that Twitter and X are the ones that had to fact check that, because he
correct.
he kept getting fact checked, but she wasn't getting fact checked at all.
Correct.
So
So, take it with a grain of salt.
yeah,
Do your research, understand who you're voting for. You do not have to vote for your party. You can vote for whoever you want or
yeah,
add in whoever you want.
yeah. And
So,
I think Trump's ego got in the way. I mean,
uh,
it was his tremendous ego got in the way. He just rose to the she went after him personally, and he just took the bait. And it's like, oh my God, this is not about you. This is about America. We have
right.
questions that we have answered here.
Yeah, and
Shut
you're right, Ben Roth.
calm the fuck down and answer the questions. So
Yeah,
yeah, and Alan says even
that,
when they fact check, the fact checks were wrong. Yeah, that's true.
right.
So yeah, there is some stuff going on where I call them illegals. The illegals are it's so much worse than we actually know it is. They are actually stealing farm animals too. They're stealing farm animals from farmers and killing them and eating them. I've seen so much stuff. If you go on Instagram and look it up, you can see them cooking cats. I mean, multiple things where they are roasting cats or stringing them up and gutting them. They are killing geese, they're killing ducks, they're killing chickens. They are
And it's
eating
not
any
just
it's awful.
Springfield. It's
Yeah,
not
no, it's
just there.
everywhere. It's
I saw
everywhere.
stuff coming up about New York and other things
Yeah.
today once that was brought up last night. And this is not something that's new either. This has
Yeah.
been going on for a while. It's not
Yeah.
just Haitians. And if we all went to their country and even tried to do anything like that, what would happen?
That's crazy too, right? I mean,
So,
honestly,
whoop.
maybe we should all move to Venezuela now that it's safe.
That's a
I
good
mean, there's
point.
a lot of oil there and
Yeah.
natural resources. Let's go. So, and your Bigwig says, and hi, Bigwig. Bigwig says, when Taylor Swift goes home and finds Haitians in her house eating her cat, she'll change her vote. Well,
Absolutely.
here's something to think about, right? We'll leave this at that. We'll keep it real short on this one, but actually, with two things, by the way, before we get to that. I noticed that she said pregnant woman last night instead of pregnant person. So are we defining a woman now? Do we
Apparently
now know
so.
what a woman is?
Oh, I know what I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
curious. I just want to point that out,
Well,
Um,
thank you for Maurizio. That was
yeah,
I may have totally screwed that name up. I apologize.
Maurizio.
Maurizio. Thank you.
Um, but the very fact that Dick Cheney endorsed Kamala should
Mhm.
have should have Democrats thinking. Because that took me for I was like, wait, what? That kind of shows that she's truly part of the machine because the Dick Cheney Bush administration was one of the worst administrations and the most destructive in history. I mean, they
Mm.
were fucking horrible. So if he is, yeah, he's still alive and he endorsed Kamala today. So if he's endorsing her, that should give anybody pause. It
I'm with
really
Ben
should.
Rob. I'm just going to identify as a, I don't know, mushroom. Uh,
Is it going to be
something.
are you a
So,
magical mushroom?
oh, absolutely.
There you go. If you're going to be a mushroom, you might as well be a psychedelic one, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well, anyway, there's some
thank you,
corgis
Red
out there.
Sunny. Thank you, thank
There.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the bits. Yeah, and Allie's supporting a little warmonger to own the mangas. It doesn't make any sense. And I've always been registered Democrat. Don't judge me. I've always been
Ah,
registered Democrat, and then I moved to Independent or NPA later. So I've always been like a proud liberal, but the liberals were all about freedom and
right.
free speech and non-censorship and fuck the man. And I don't know
Yep.
what happened. They just like changed. So I don't. We were not the warmongering corporate slaves. Like we were, we were like the peace and love hippies that were like anti censorship and fuck you pharma and exposing everybody. And we're for the little people. And I don't know what happened. It's
Well, I think RFK Jr. said it really well in reference to how the party has totally changed and that he didn't want to be part of them for that same reason.
yeah,
Um, as well as all, and you mentioned last week that all the people that are actually leaving the party.
yeah,
Um,
I know. And
so
Ben
I,
Robb says
in my opinion,
Cheney will support whomever is going to make Halliburton the most money.
I,
Probably spot
I'm right
on.
there with Winona though that she should be a mermaid on wheels.
Yeah, identify
Uh,
as a mermaid. I do. I identify as a bunch of
well,
different things depending
you
on what
guys
I'm
have
doing.
more in common than you thought then.
Yeah,
All
Ben
right,
Robb says
what's next?
yes.
Politics.
Just looking at the both sides of the machine will protect each other against outsiders. One
Yeah.
hundy, one hundy, right there. You said it.
I think we should get rid of two-party system.
Oh my God, yes, it's terrible, isn't it? It does nothing but divide, which brings us back to
I
do
know.
not lose your friends and family over
Right.
politics. They don't know you. They don't love
Mhm.
you. They're not going to pick you up at 4 o'clock in the morning if you're stuck on the side of the road. They're not going to look out for you. They're not going to sit down and have dinner with you. It's not worth it. So,
Right. Right.
oh, don't, it's not worth it. Like I said, this is but a blip on your long timeline. It's not worth losing real people over. Okay. Mwah, seriously. All right, let's move on. People are politics tired.
Yep.
But we had to cover that. And,
Oh yeah.
like I said,
Where's
what else we
what's
got
next?
here? What else we got here? What else we got here? So,
Let's see.
oh, I saw a meme. Think about this for a second. And by the way, I feel like I've been sick for a month. So if I sound like shit, that's why, because I feel like shit. So you guys are honored that I'm here tonight. No, I really don't want that. I don't want to miss
They
it.
are honored.
Seriously. Sorry. Oh, fetish rankings. This is if we can pull that up. But I saw a meme that said, what if social media closed at 6 o'clock? Can you imagine?
You
So-
mean people would actually eat dinner together again and not
Yes,
be on their
people
phones?
would eat dinner together. You would spend your evenings pursuing hobbies and painting and reading and stuff like that. If all social media closed at 6 o'clock, like families would hang out, call
I'm
your
actually good with that.
friends. I know, right?
What happened in game night? All those things.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Cooking together, whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, it really does become like a thing where it's a little bit too much. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hope that's not in your ear too much. I'm gonna have to mute myself. Yeah, it becomes it's too loud, right? I'm sorry.
No, I was laughing because my birds are chirping at the same time.
Well, you guys know the rule, right? When her birds chirp, you have to take a sip of your drink. That is the rule.
I wish I would have known that. I would have
Drink,
brought some shots in.
Drink.
Drink.
Oh, there you go. Drink. So every bird chirp, you drink. So they're gonna be drunk in 10 more minutes.
Wait till I get the new bird.
I know. And
So-
Ben Rob, you missed. We did talk about Barbara Eden. You have to go back and replay. We talked about Barbara Eden. We talked about Jonathan Rhys Davis. We talked about Joyce DeWitt, Samoa Joe. So yeah, we had a good old conversation. Yes, shots to start
Yes.
this off. And yes, Alan, I was feeling crappy at the convention. Absolutely. And thank you for coming out. That was super cool.
Yes.
And let's see, Peter Vinton said, had to boast to everybody off topic. My April Sensations wax melts literally just arrived in the past 30 minutes.
Woohoo!
Woo! Since the show started. Go to April's Etsy store and grab an assortment, everyone. Hey, thank you for that order. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it very, very
Check
much.
out that new soap too. That new
Oh
soap you
yeah.
made.
I didn't
Holy
list
cow.
it yet. I didn't list it.
Really?
Yeah, it's the rose and sandalwood with
That is amazing.
bergamot. I've been calling bergamot like forever, and I finally got schooled. It was kind of like what's that? The military rank. I was getting that one wrong. When you read a lot, you see words and you kind of pronounce them wrong. So I was saying colonel. I was saying colonel for the longest time,
Really?
and finally someone's like colonel, and I'm like, wait, what? Like
That's
corn?
funny.
Like a corn? And they're like, yeah, that's colonel. I'm like,
Oh.
colonel is colonel, because like when if you're a bookworm, you're reading stuff, and you're just, like you're not talking to people. So I grew up
Spaghetti.
partially an only child. So yes. Anyway, yeah, colonel was the thing for a while, and it wasn't colonel until I got older. So,
That's funny.
oh, your son stole your candle. You guys got the last.
That means you have to buy a new one.
I know. Mm,
Ah, I remember
Oh.
you, Alan. Okay.
yes, but anyway, yeah, I think it would be cool if social media closed at a certain point.
I'm with you.
So, yeah, I mean, I work around the clock too because I work with different time zones, but I still think we need to do more with our hands. Like we need to cook, we need to have hobbies, we need to have
Paint.
real social
Paint.
yes, paint, like woodworking, like making things. I think having a skill set is
You just
I
made
mean,
me
I-
look for my coloring book.
yeah, I don't know if this is a skill set, but it's a nice outlet. I make things. So,
That is cool.
yeah. I make
That's
weird
cool.
looking little, I don't know, I paint on things. So I don't think it's going to get me out, in the apocalypse. It's not going to get me anywhere, but it keeps me sane.
Origami, somebody said. Ben Rob did.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I have patience for that.
I learned that in grade school. So
Really?
thanks, Awesome Dude. Oh, I got paints too. Some for my birthday, and cool. Red Sunny sent me some stuff too. So
Oh yeah.
thank
Oh, your
you for
birthday's
that.
coming up. When's your birthday?
My birthday is on the 24th.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you want for your birthday?
World peace still. And Amazon gift cards so I can get more paints and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't forget about the dogs. The dogs and the cat need something too.
Yes, I know. One of them's right
Yeah.
here.
A new comic. Then you'll have new con outfits.
There he is.
Hey, there he is. He's sleeping away.
My partner in crime right there.
Max.
Mhm.
What kind of dog is Max?
A pain in the ass dog. Yeah,
I don't know
he's,
if anybody knows this about Max, that or not everybody in here, that when she adopted him, how emancipated he was. I just said that wrong.
emaciated. No, you're close.
I know.
Emaciated. Yeah.
I know, I just screwed that up. But
Well, he's
How
emancipated now too.
yeah.
So he's both. So we traded emancipated for emaciated, or
There. hmm
But yeah, he was he's from the streets. I was just supposed to be his medical foster, and
Whoops.
because I volunteer over at the Humane Society, and then with another place or two to foster. And September 30th, another fellow Libra.
Ooh.
Yeah, scales, baby. And happy early birthday, Michael. So yeah, I got him to do, we had heartworm, and it was just, supposed to have him for a couple of months to take care of him. And then he just fit in so well. Even the cat liked him. The cat doesn't like anybody. So he
Yeah.
stayed, but he was so thin. Every rib stuck out, every spine, everything stuck out on him. So yeah, he's got some serious muscle now. He's a boxer pit bull mix, and scared of his own
Oh, yeah.
shadow half the time.
Yeah, that's the funny part about it too.
Mhm.
Where's the other one?
How did he tolerate treatment? Wow. Look, he's in his cage. He barks too much. Yeah, he had to have full heartworm treatment, which the heartworm can kill you and the treatment can kill you. Let's see. Well, he's 2.5, 3 years old at the time. This was about a year and a half ago. He tolerated it pretty well. He wanted to play, and they're not allowed to run. They're not allowed to play. You have to keep them calm for like months while this is happening. They'd shave him in areas where they were, giving him his injections and punctures. So there were times when he was very, very, everything was very sort of the touch where, if you pet him, he'd be like, "Arr!" So, but he came back from it. He did well. He did really well. The larger, drink. The larger the dog is, the more likely they are to tolerate the treatment well and not have heartworm as bad. The smaller they are, the more heartworm will affect them, because the worms grow, and if it's a smaller dog, it's a smaller heart, and the worms will affect them a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, you know about my Boston. I had that when I got her.
Yeah.
She went through, I guess it was more aggressive back then as well, but she made it through. So dogs can make it, and they can survive and have a good life.
Yeah.
So, but good for Max. He's got a good home there.
Yeah. Very grateful.
So, with those gift cards, you could buy him a new outfit or something.
Halloween outfit.
True. All right. What else?
Let me see if I can find. Did you find it, or did I not find it? The
what?
the fetish rankings.
Wait, since we're talking about dogs, you want to read that thing? I sent it to your phone.
Oh yeah.
On the Frenchies.
Okay.
Yes, I have the other one right here.
Oh, you do have it?
Oh yeah, I found it.
Okay, I couldn't find it, and I'm trying to find it on the page. I can't. Okay, so all right. Frenchies are like a very popular dog now. But do you know the origin of them? It's very interesting. So Parisian prostitution is actually the origin. The French bulldog is a result of selective breeding. It's kind of like the creation of hot pockets. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and eventually you end up with something really wonderful. But what you probably didn't know about these stubby little bat dogs is that they largely gained their popularity in the mid-1800s as the go-to accessory for socialites and streetwalkers to exude class and thus attract men. And yes, streetwalker means prostitute. If you ask me, these ladies were fucking smart. Nobody can resist a French bulldog. Everybody, man, woman, and beast, is going to approach you if you have one of these little dudes on a leash. And that created the perfect opportunity to seal the deal and make a little money on the side. French bulldogs were basically the working girl's wingman. Given the information I just presented about the 17th century French culture, it is safe to assume that if you saw a lady walking down the street with her hot pocket creation of a dog, there's a pretty good chance, with a little bit of money and some sweet talking, you can negotiate your way into her hot pocket. Now, fast forward into today. I'm not saying that every girl who owns a French bulldog is a hooker, but there's a pretty good chance she is. I'd say something like 80-20. 20% being the girls who are just trying to look rough around the edges. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Does anybody on here have a Frenchie?
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's just the authors. Yeah, they were a lot of money. Frenchies are now. So I wonder how much they were back then. But
wow.
Yeah,
so anybody have a Frenchie?
I dedicate that to my friend Christy, who has 2 Frenchies. Yeah,
that's why I was asking.
Yeah, ho ho. Yes, and she was. So this leads to. Do you want to do the fetishes one, and then we'll talk about Louisiana? who was, I think, getting hit with a hurricane right now, right? Did they get hit? Or?
Yeah, I think right now they are.
Oh man, I hope they're all right.
Somebody said that to me a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to talk about that first before we do? Clips for
No,
Sale?
do you have it? Do I have
yeah.
it? Okay,
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Huh?
How about I send it to you?
Are you sending an email or text?
I'm going to send it to you on text right now.
Okay, yes, please do that.
Okay.
All right, so here is the backstory. So Clips for Sale did 20 years worth of research. Oh, I thought that was silence. Sorry. Did 20 years worth of research on, and they're mostly primarily a fetish site. I mean, they do porn too, but and they published all the information for all the creators. So, so that we know what you guys want, but because you guys are cool, I'm going to tell you what the data found. So 20 years of data from Clips for Sale. So it's been 2 decades, and fetishes that grew over time. So cuckolding, farting. Somebody needs to explain this one for me too. Please, farting. Okay, this is like a big thing now. All right, female training, giantess, superheroines, and vor. Now I'm going to admit I had to look some of this shit up. I was like, what is vor?
Well, all right. What did you find?
Okay, so I got it kind of like wrong, but it's basically, I think it comes from like an anime situation. It's being eaten. So not eaten, but I mean, it's literally being swallowed, eaten, and inside of somebody to where you can see that there's a person inside of them.
Like the boys did? So like
yes.
A shrunken little man?
Yes. Michael, farting, really, I know.
Right.
So fetishes that fell over time.
Uh-huh.
All right. Foot fetish, boot fetish, high heels, cast fetish, smothering, and spitting. I guess those just became like normal. It's like, everybody.
So it's okay just to spit on your partner. Okay.
I guess so. I don't know. Haktua. I mean, did anybody tell Haktua that it fell over time? You wouldn't think, right?
No, I just can't believe what I was reading on there. I was cracking up.
Oh, and Big Green says now who doesn't like to hold their woman's head under the bed, under the covers and fart? They're gonna Dutch oven them.
That's
you
just
can
horrible.
Next time you do that, you videotape it because you can get paid, motherfucker. So, okay. Alan goes, at least I'm good at one of them. Yeah, I know. Okay, here we are. I just feel like I've been giving it away for free. I'm like, farting, really?
Wait, what about that girl that was selling her farts in a jar and she made a whole ton of money off of it?
God, I know. I remember that. Okay.
So that wasn't a couple years ago.
So then versus now, top 10 fetishes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then tickling was number 1, but now it's bondage. Can't say I'm surprised at that one.
Yeah,
okay. Then it was boot fetish, but now it's farting. The number 2 fetish in the freaking, what the fuck? Seriously, please,
that's
somebody
just nasty.
I am begging you to explain this to me, okay? Right. Number 3, then hand job. Now tickling. All right. Number 4, foot jobs. What? Number 5, wait, number 4, again, farting. It came on there twice. It's on there twice. How is it on there twice? Oh, it's really popular. Unless that's a typo. Okay, number 5, bondage. Then number 5 now is female wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Number 6 was tease and denial. Number 6 now is face sitting. That's like that's like a smother thing. It doesn't. Yeah. It's like
It's like Big Wig said, just under the covers.
I guess.
I'm kidding.
Number 7 was foot worship. Number 7 is now family taboo. That's another one. Yeah. Okay.
Is that like screwing around in the corner when your parents?
I know. I think it's like the stepmother, stepdaughter thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah that. All right. Number 8 is amateur. Number 8 now is mixed wrestling. All right. Number 9 was face sitting. Number 9 is now foot worship. And number 10 used to be BBW, Big Beautiful Women. Number 10 is now female domination. So I think what we are seeing is it went kind of from like porn into more like straight fetish.
Mhm.
So maybe because porn is so easily accessible, now it's more like, so the top 10, okay, is now bondage, farting, tickling, or farting, female wrestling, face sitting, family something. It's cut off right there. So I'm going to guess it's family taboo, mixed wrestling, foot worship, and female dominatrix. So that sounds a lot less corny than the other stuff. So,
you know what? I was surprised it didn't make it up there.
Is that a word? That's not a word, corny. But, yeah. Ben Rob, these kids and their foot fetishes these days. Actually, foot fetish was yesterday. Now it's, hang on. Yeah, foot fetish was yesterday. Now it's family taboo.
I'm surprised adults wearing diapers didn't make it on there.
I know, that was a thing.
Since all those places are showing up.
Oh my God, here goes vanilla is the new kinky. It will come back around again. Trust me. It really will. Okay,
like bell bottoms.
What else? New tech, new fetishes. So ASMR. So the friction that comes with a lover's whisper or the crack of a whip. So ASMR is a new thing. Digital submission, the fantasy of being watched and tracked by a dom. Fin dom is a new big thing. Financial domination, where the person being dominated is known as the pay pig. So that sounds fun, right? I like that one. Gooning. Yes, there's always been edging, but the sensory overload and infinite loops required for proper gooning could barely exist without the endless content that came with online streaming. I don't know what that is, but we need to look it up.
I was waiting to see if you knew.
I don't know. I missed that one. Okay, so most valuable fetishes. Here's the fetishes that make the money.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, bondage. Number 2, tickling. Hang on. I wish I could split my screen. I know how to do it, but I screw it up so much that I don't trust myself to do it right now. Okay. Number 1, bondage. Number 2, tickling. Number 3, taboo. That's like family taboo stuff. Number 4, female domination. Number 5, hand jobs. I think like hand jobs, really? Okay. Number 6, female wrestling. Again, just have to do that. Number 6, foot fetish. Number 6 was female wrestling. Number 7, foot fetish. Number 8, face sitting. Number 9, mixed wrestling. Yeah. And number 10, foot worship. So now here are 10 fetishes that defined 2 decades of online kink. Feet, bondage, taboo, ass worship, super heroines, cuckolding, pegging, findom, JOI, and giantess. There you go, guys.
Wow, I learned a lot tonight.
And ladies. I say guys when I mean all encompassing. Like
I like what Alan said. That's called marriage.
Huh? That's yeah.
Cool, awesome dude, side boob, really.
Huh?
Cool, awesome dude. He says
side boob.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of fetishes that are like, I guess subtle fetishes, like that, like side boob or under boob. You know, I've heard a lot with under boob. What are some other subtle ones?
I don't know. Come on, people put it in there.
I get a lot of requests for things like certain submission moves, like bear hugs and things like that. So yes,
I like that.
Peter. Scores to the dictionary. Gooning. Let us know what gooning is.
Yes, please.
Really?
Right, Michael. Learn something new every day.
Thing to me, please. So
I don't know. There's some weird stuff, but
and why am I giving it all away for free? Oh man.
So now you know.
Alan goes.
April clips for sale.
Yeah, I am on there. It's clips for sale.
Support her foot
/31614. I have a wrestling. It's primarily a wrestling download thing. Wrestling and feet for the most part. We throw in a few other juicy tidbits.
Isn't there a whole site devoted to your feet?
Yeah, Wiki
somewhere?
Feet.
Wikifeet?
Wiki Feet. I didn't know my feet had their own website. I had no idea.
I think
So
that's pretty awesome.
yeah,
Pretty
Alan,
amazing.
exactly. That's what I thought. Watching the Goonies while having sex. That's what gooning is, right? That makes sense to me.
Actually, it does make sense.
Like I said, it's
I want to
Colin
wait
Hill.
for Peter to come
I'm
back.
very Colin Hill about this.
All
So,
right. All
oh
right.
man.
We need
So
Peter to find out what it was in the
yes, please
dictionary.
let us know. And Bigwig says, I get the wrestling. I mean, look at the girls who have been wrestling the last 20 years. Trish, Velvel. Yeah, exactly. Here, I have a theory about that if you want to hear it, right?
Hmm.
Now, up until recently, porn in America has been very taboo. So, and we were pretty much a puritanical country, right? Very Christian, very puritanical. So acceptable porn were things like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and fitness models and female wrestlers and Hooters girls. So all of these were okay. They were accepted by society. You're not a pervert, or at least you're not much of a pervert. And these are all fine. But I noticed when I'm traveling to other countries, and you go to Germany, and you go to Japan, where you can buy schoolgirl panties in a vending machine. But when you see a wrestling match, they want to see real wrestling. But in America, you get a lot of that pillow fight crap, the sexy booty short thing. But in Japan, they have straight up shiza porn, but hard hitting wrestling. So we often confuse our women's sports for some acceptable fetishy type of stuff sometimes, whereas in other countries they do not, because they've had a much longer thousands and thousands and thousands of years of history where they're a lot more comfortable with their sexuality or their society or the gender roles or um, pornography in general. They have pornography. It's not a big fucking deal. Now when they see women wrestling, they want women to wrestle. So cut that bullshit out and actually wrestle. So yeah, that's what I said. Shiza porn, Ben Rob. Scat porn, hard pass. Totally with you. So so yeah, that's been my theory for ages, because a lot of girls, I would be like, women's wrestling is a fetish, right? They're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, it is. So it's whether or not you want to make the money on it is up to you, but it's still being looked at that way.
Well, promote your clips for sale some more.
So
and get on there and see April and female wrestling and beat.
Yep. Clipsforsale.com 31614. Let's see. You can go to patreon.com, April Hunter, and also aprilhunter.com. I got a little bit of everything on all 3 pages. There you go. And thank you, Maurizio. I appreciate that. I enjoyed.
8675309.
Yep, 8675309.
All right. What's next?
Let's see. Like, one second. Do you think co-ed wrestling connects with BDSM? Oh, I never thought about that. Yes, maybe because of the holding down and sometimes the face, sitting on the face smothering and all that. Yeah, maybe. I also think BDSM is a form of meditation, because you're tuning everything out. You are shutting the entire world out, and you're focusing only on what is happening in that particular moment in a way that you cannot do with sometimes other sexual acts. Like we always, used to joke about the 50s housewife, looking at the curtains during sex. You cannot do that with BDSM. It is literally, you are 100% present with 100. BDSM. Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I think a lot of people are understanding that it's more than just pain and pleasure. They're understanding there's a very much a mental aspect to this and a meditative aspect to it as well, which is why I think it has risen to such popularity. And there's also a surrender aspect with BDSM. A lot of people who make a lot of decisions, people who are in positions of power, people who make a lot of decisions, they're the ones that usually are the most submissive, because they like to give up.
Yeah.
So they like to give up for a moment. It's like, I have just done so much shit. Just you take control,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, spice up your life, people.
Hmm.
Try something new. Get with your partner.
Oh, Winona has it. Gooning is basically hyperarousal to the point of almost being hypnotized.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks, Winona.
And JCT says, isn't there a guy on Twitter who has some obsession with your feet as well? Yep.
Oh, I would bet it's every platform.
Excuse me, one or two, yes.
Cool, awesome dude. You're right. That would be a great conversation on Discord.
Yeah. Yep. So yep, now you are a little bit smarter and you have some interesting things to amaze your friends with.
Oh no. Oh wait, comment. Alan Phillips. You can go to a strip club for that.
For
For
what?
BDSM.
No, you can't.
Maybe in some.
Pineapple. Oh, you're funny. Oh, Peter says, I'd love to see the Venn diagram for all of these, where the biggest overlaps, where the weird outlying slivers. If you're really good as a fetish model, you take the top like 5 or 6 and incorporate them all. Like you do a barefoot wrestling match with face sitting as a superheroine playing a giantess. Hang on a second.
I'm not saying anything. There you go.
Okay, anyway, so.
Oh boy.
Um,
What's next?
Okay, what's next? Oh, you guys, let's see what else we got. Did you know that when you there's an interesting study that came out, and I'm gonna misquote it, but the gist of it is when you dance with people, you feel closer to them. There's an energy that is created when people dance together that connects you, that makes you feel closer. So one of the things they were saying is maybe instead of watching TV at night or doing social media, families should have dance parties. So you ever notice when you come off the dance floor, you feel so much closer and connected to people. So if you are trying to get more connected to somebody, guys, don't be afraid to get on the floor and dance. Even if you can't dance, it doesn't matter. It's the energy of the movement it's a thing. It's a real thing. So,
you never know. A local place might be doing some. I actually saw this teaching line dancing the other day.
Yeah.
At the stockyard down there. So, you could always do something like that.
There's online dance classes too through YouTube. You can just practice.
Yeah, it's about the movement and getting close to people and. Bear, okay.
You're hilarious. Hang on, let me get my notes. This is a barefoot farting giantess female wrestler superhero whose face sits on you, farts on you, then eats you and farts you out. Ding, 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 ding. Hang on, you're getting the tie. You're getting the major award now.
No, don't give that tie away.
You're getting Jonathan Rhys Davies tie. Oh my God.
And yes, dancing is good exercise.
Dancing is excellent exercise, and it doesn't even feel like exercise.
Look at all those people. Go back generations. Like my grandparents. Well, yeah, they weren't your grandparents, but mine. On the Italian side, we used to go to the Italian American Club, and everybody after dinner just danced. Everybody danced. It was just a thing. And look how they might have been plumpy, but they could have been bigger, but they were dancing off their food. So.
Oh.
Obviously, I have more Italian in me than you. You got the other end of the stick on that.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Alan says you expose your vulnerability when you dance. So what?
Dirty
dance
dancing.
Dance like no one's watching because they're not. They're checking their phones.
One of my favorite, dirty dancing. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Sexy salsa, nothing better than that.
Yep. Yeah, I took salsa classes for a while, and salsa and bachata. And boy, that's it's a little bit harder than I thought if you did not grow up that way. So, but it was challenging. There's a salsa club down the way from me, so it was. Oh, you guys are up on this. You guys got all these fetish things now here. Let's see. Winona says new Halloween costume idea is a farting face sitting Amazon. We should do a competition here.
Yeah. All right, you guys start getting on it for Halloween.
Yep.
See what you come up with. And there better be a real picture.
Yeah. And by the way, we have a sponsor. It's Wolfpack Gold. So if you are looking to put your money in a safe place that is, secure, finite, Wolfpack Gold will, you can buy some precious metals. You can go to aprilhunter.gold. Wolfpack Gold is long-term. They're veteran-owned. And if you, with as little as $50, you can get started on buying some precious metals, and your money is not going to, like it might with the dollar, especially with BRICS coming in the foreseeable next couple months. BRICS is the union of was Brazil. Hang on, where am I going with that? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. They're making their own money. So once that happens, the dollar might de-dollarize quite a bit. So invest in some gold and silver. And if you do a recurring buy at aprilhunter.gold, you can put in the code 1776 and get some free constitutional silver. So thank you to Wolfpack for being our wonderful sponsor here on the A Show. We appreciate you. And since people were asking, it is my birthday in the next 2 weeks. And if you wanted to know what I want, if you can't give me world peace, I would absolutely love an Amazon gift card. If you hadn't noticed, I refreshed my background. So the background lights, the background, and the sign are all thanks to those of you who have given me Amazon gift cards, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
So I try to put back into my photo shoots and the show as much as possible. So thank you. So yeah, I'm 29 again. I think I'm permanently staying at 42. It's the answer to the universe. 42. Let's see. I have a story for you guys, and I'm sure somebody here, because we have some of the smartest independent thinking fans in the world here, but I'm sure somebody knows the story already. But just in case you don't, this is the story of Louisiana and how it came to be, to some degree. Not the story they teach you in school, though. Not the Louisiana Purchase and all that other crap. Okay, this is called Jailhouse Wedlock. So if you haven't seen this book, it's written by the captain, Kyle Creek. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to be on that. Kyle Creek, and it's called Fucking History. 111 history lessons you should have learned in school, but there's no way you're going to learn that. And it's a lot of fun. And thank you, Red Sunny. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's another one of my Amazon finds. I saw this guy. If you go on the captain, if you go on Instagram and look for the captain, you'll find it. And he writes very, very well. And I became a fan, and I bought one of his books, and then I bought another book, and just became a big fan of his writing. But all right, this one is very interesting. I try and pick like the interesting stories to share with you guys. So weddings, birthdays, graduations, holidays, these milestone moments bring together family, a chance to gather, eat, and dodge the inevitable. So why aren't you married yet? Question that you'll be asked by relatives you forgot even existed, as if you weren't already self-conscious enough about your dating life. Now you have people who are complete fucking strangers 364 days of the year, every other day of the year, questioning your dateability. Who the fuck does Aunt Karen think she is anyway? She's been divorced 4 times. She's the last person who should be questioning you. Regardless, she's doing it. So how do you answer? Well, your answer should begin by expressing the fact that you're just waiting for the right one. You know, one of those timeless romantic encounters that can only happen in a city like Paris. The year is 1719, and dozens of undateable women are about to meet the man of their dreams, get married, and be sent on an all-expenses-paid honeymoon to America. Because this is the year the French government offered male prisoners release if they agreed to do one simple thing as a condition of their liberation: marry a prostitute and move to Louisiana. Yeah, even the French knew marriage is a punishment worse than prison. Pretty fucking romantic though, right? I mean, you had all these working girls who had likely given up on finding a guy, suddenly married to a prison-sculpted hardbod, some really pretty woman kind of shit. No wonder Paris is known as the city of love. Now, it wasn't just criminals and call girls being sent to Louisiana, chained together, by the way, a literal ball and chain type of marriage. The French government also sent the homeless, and some families even sent their troubled teens. How nice. How nice. Essentially, deportation to Louisiana was done in an attempt to clean up the city. All in all, hundreds of Parisians became Southern state castaways during the early 1700s. But hey, at least some ladies got a husband out of it. So the next time they ask that dreaded question over a holiday, let your relatives know that you're just waiting for a French felon to come sweep you off your feet. Then, with a mouthful of mashed potatoes, share this story with them. There's still hope for you yet.
I like that.
So, in case you didn't know, Australia was basically formed the same way too. England sent all their prisoners as well. So, this explains why Louisiana and Australia are so much fun.
Have you ever been to Australia?
No, I have not.
I'd like to go there someday.
But I have friends from there, and they are definitely fun. So, yeah.
I love the accent. Does that count? So,
Boy, crikey.
yes, the Irwins.
Yes.
What else you got?
That's about it. You know, we have a, you know, that I think we've covered everything.
What
I just wanted to remind people to not lose their friendships. And got it. Thank you, Maurizio. Oh, Alan says Louisiana law is still based on French law, unlike the rest of the states, which are based on English law.
That's right.
We have pockets though, like in St. Augustine in Florida, it's still Spanish. And by Spanish, I mean Spain Spanish, proper Spain, not, like Cuban or South American. So it's primarily Spanish is the first language spoken because it was the first city that was inhabited, I believe, in the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so we have little pockets there. Is there anything else like that you can think of?
What was used for doorstop?
Oh yeah. Yeah, tell that story. Yes, Castilian. Thank you. Spain Spanish. Yeah. So thank you. Cool, awesome dude.
Can you imagine that you inherit, your family member passes away and you take their house over and, there's things that, there's always a doorstop somewhere, right? Whether it's a stone or I have a shell on this door. And all this time you've been using it for that. Then somebody comes in your house many, many years later and says, "What is that?" Picks it up, looks at it, come to find out it is a rare gem. So this big, beautiful red thing that people have been using as a doorstop for how long in their house turned out to be a world-class ruby. One of the biggest ever, they believe, ever. And it was in somebody's house all those years, used as a doorstop.
And they said it was something like, I don't know how old. It was a extreme fossil, like extreme, like dinosaur era fossil.
It just got passed down.
It was worth over $1 million, something. And
I think it was even more than that. It was some
crazy,
like
millions of dollars,
100 million or something.
This woman's house was robbed, and even the people who robbed the house left it behind.
Which I think is kind of insane. You never know what somebody might have. So it was nice that they finally found that out, though, because the precious gem.
Yeah.
I was just looking for a picture of it because it was really cool. Door stopper.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Big Wiz says, but now they have a hole in the wall. So
yeah, that's true. What are you going to do now?
Well, it's funny, when we went up to North Carolina, there was a door stopper up there. There was a little Boston Terrier, and she came up to clean the house with me, and she's like, "Oh my God." She's like, God. She goes, "Oh my God, I want that." I'm like, I'm cleaning out, a family member's house, and I don't know. I'm like, "Here, take it." She goes, "You should know that's worth like hundreds and hundreds of dollars." I'm like, okay, here, take it. So I looked it up, and it was worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. She was right. I'm like,
To some people, it's just an ugly little doorstop.
ugly
For me, I knew what it
doorstopper.
was.
But she's got a Boston Terrier fetish, and I was just like,
Well, yeah, you know what? I guess that's where it stemmed from because a family member way back, I don't think one that you met, if you guys hadn't figured out, yes, we were cousins, but we weren't raised together. So anyway, on my mother's mother, she had one in her house, and I remember always trying to get it. It was one of those things. So it's still it's still in my aunt's house up there. Same house, same place. Every time I go in there, I try and steal it. But you know what? Now I have one of my own. Thank you.
You know what they say? What's meant for you won't pass you by. You will still get it. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, it's just to remind you, we're gonna let you go. We've kept you long enough, but we're gonna remind you, don't let politics get in the way of your family or friends, and that's up to you. Your family or friends may not be on the same page as you, on the same level or wavelength. They may not see things like you do. So it's up to you to not let that happen, and to keep everything in check. So, and remember too, life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. And that's really hard to remember sometimes when shit rolls downhill and everything gets fucked. But try to remember that life is happening for you, not to you. And that everything that's difficult turns you into a stronger, better person with another lesson to learn. So, we don't learn anything when we're in a good, comfortable place. All the change, all the good stuff that happens is from being uncomfortable and having to figure problems out. So just kind of trust. I hate saying it, it sounds like a cliche. Trust the process and don't lose friends over it all,
No, and when you're having a good day, spread that happiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
keep
never
your
know,
vibration
somebody
high.
else could use it.
Yeah. Keep your vibration high, even, it's your job in life is to find the joy in everything. Keep your vibration high, find what you're good at, spread that around. So that's part of the meaning of life. So
what are you good at? What
am I good at? I'm good at this. That's what I'm good at. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun. There you go.
Now you got a dog tie hanging there.
I know. So yeah, we are. If we go, there's a our lovely an origami. Thanks, Ben Rob. So in the link, we can check out Ben Rob's.
Thank you.
There you go. His artist page. Also in Discord, we're going to start a little artist thing. So anybody who's a creator of any type, if you're a writer, artist, painter, origami, soap maker, whatever, we're going to start a little thing, and you guys can all post your creations in there. And what you do.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so it would be nice to get to know you guys better and get to know each other better. And also on Discord, they're doing a little poll to see if you're better with going live on Wednesday night or same time Tuesday night. And if we do go back on Tuesday night, it will probably not be until October. So check out our Discord. It's just Discord. Yeah, sorry, my brain. I'm telling you, I'm cold medicine. Check out our Discord, and you can vote on that page. It's also on Twitter, April Hunter. I posted a link earlier, so you can find it there. And if you are listening to this and not watching, you can check me out additionally on Real April Hunter on both Twitter and Instagram. So thanks everybody for being here. Where can they find you, Eva?
You can find me actually all the different ones. I actually put the name up there this time, Eva D Spirit. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not doing that. No.
Come on.
No. All right.
Well, you make a flex.
I'll work on that.
We'll flex. There you go. All right, it's something. We got it. We're started. Let's see.
Yes, got me started.
It's flexing's a gateway drug.
Thank you.
Surprise for my birthday. Yay. So that's awesome. Yeah, everybody, you guys have a wonderful week out there. Like I said, take time to smell the flowers and find the joy. And I'm grateful you were here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eva, for being here with me.
Thanks for
And
having me. Thank you.
I'll see you guys next week. So, mwah.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks.